Something about this forest feels wrong. The pine trees twist into strange shapes. Spiderwebs are crooked and uneven. Tiny red firebugs crawl across the ground, but their patterns are warped. Even the birds look off. Their beaks are deformed. This isn't just a haunted forest. It's one of the most radioactive places on Earth. Welcome to the Chernobyl Exclusion Zone.
In 1986, the world witnessed the worst nuclear disaster in human history. At the Chernobyl Nuclear Power Plant in the Soviet Union, Reactor 4 exploded, sending massive amounts of radioactive material into the air. Thousands died, and the area became too dangerous for humans to live in. But nature stayed. And over the decades, something incredible and terrifying began to happen.
In the days after the explosion, radiation poisoned everything. A deer grazing near the reactor collapsed within hours. Its organs failed. Its cells burned from the inside out. Within a week, the pine forest around Chernobyl turned from green to yellow to deep red. Every tree died. Today, that area is still known as the Red Forest, one of the most contaminated places on Earth.
A few miles away, in the small town of Pripyat, a family packed their bags after hearing a calm message on the radio. There's been an accident at the power plant. Just leave for 3 days. They'd left their dog behind, assuming they'd be back soon. But they never returned. The Soviets had lied, and Pripyat would remain abandoned forever. Days later, hungry and scared, the dog wandered into the streets. But the streets were no longer safe. Authorities had ordered soldiers to shoot all stray animals, fearing they might spread radioactive material. The survivors fled into the forest, into the heart of the exclusion zone, where their descendants still roam today.
Years passed. The radiation levels slowly dropped. Humans didn't come back, but wildlife did. Wolves, deer, moose, wild horses, birds, and even bears began reclaiming the land. Chernobyl became one of Europe's largest unplanned nature reserves. But this wasn't the same nature we once knew. The radiation had changed them.
Look closely, and you'll see it. A barn swallow with a crooked tail and a white patch on its face. A bug with mismatched patterns on its back. A pine tree twisted like a spiral staircase. These aren't random deformities. They're the marks of radiation. When radiation hits a living cell, it can break apart DNA, the blueprint of life. Sometimes the damage is repaired, but often it isn't. That's when mutations happen. Some are harmless, others cause tumors, deformities, or death. And a few, very few, might actually help an organism survive.
Scientists studying Chernobyl found something strange. Tree frogs that are normally bright green had turned almost completely black. The dark pigment, melanin, can absorb radiation, just like it protects human skin from sunlight. Some believe this is evolution in action, frogs adapting to survive in a radioactive world. And they're not alone. Inside the ruins of Reactor 4, scientists discovered a black fungus growing in one of the most irradiated places on the planet. It doesn't just survive the radiation, it might actually feed on it. Studies suggest the fungus uses melanin to absorb gamma radiation and convert it into energy, the same way plants use sunlight in photosynthesis. That discovery could change how we protect astronauts from radiation in space.
Other animals may have adapted too. A team of researchers from Princeton University studied wolves living in the exclusion zone. Despite constant exposure to radiation, these wolves appear healthier and more resistant to cancer than normal wolves. The theory is that over generations, only the strongest, the the ones with protective DNA mutations survived and reproduced. Over time, natural selection made the entire population more resilient. Evolution, accelerated by disaster. But not everyone agrees. Some scientists, like biologist Timothy Musaw, say the data isn't strong enough. Many studies were disrupted, especially after 2022, when Russian forces invaded Ukraine and occupied the Chernobyl zone. Labs were destroyed, data was lost, and years of research vanished overnight. Even today, we still don't fully understand what's happening to Chernobyl's wildlife.
Chernobyl is a paradox, a place where life and death coexist, a forest that glows with beauty and radiation. Animals that have adapted to something humans cannot survive. Walk through the red forest and you'll see spiderwebs tangled, trees deformed, and insects with twisted patterns, all silent witnesses to what happens when humanity loses control of its own power. But there's another message here too, one of resilience. Nature doesn't just die, it fights back. Even in a radioactive wasteland, life finds a way.
If you want to help protect nature before it reaches a breaking point, check out Planet Wild, a global community funding reforestation and wildlife restoration projects. Every month, they share videos showing exactly how your support makes a difference. Because protecting nature isn't just about saving forests, it's about saving ourselves.